Well, I mean, that's definitely a yew tree. So, this yew tree is supposed to be incredibly ancient. Look at that. She is amazing. Look at her. Hello. How gnarly and amazing. So many faces.
There is a remains door on the other side.
Is there?
So here we are, next to the Crowhurst Yew.
Magnificent being that it is.
Yes, I don't know if it's a male or female because I can't see the berries or any evidence of anything like that.
I don't know. I thought I read on one of the little bits of blurb that it was female.
Okay.
So
Right, well we should call...
we'll call her her.
Say she then.
Doesn't matter.
And,
She's a tree.
And purported to be 4,000 years old. But as you can see by some of the video, completely hollow, absolutely hollowed out. So you can't count the tree rings of a yew. So the way they take that age apparently is to buy, for the trees that have not gotten hollow, obviously they've had to cut, they can count those rings and then spread out from there, working out the continuous age of the tree. So something, a tree of this size potentially would be 4,000 years old.
Isn't that incredible?
4,000 years old. Doesn't matter how you say it, it still sounds like a long time.
I think also, you know, some trees, particularly yew trees, because they're often in a churchyard or something like that, you can tell how old they are comparing to the church that's been built usually next to them, if they're ancient trees like this, because they predate the churches by miles. So indicating that this was probably a site of significance pre the church.
And we haven't been into the church yet, but it definitely looks like it's it's a Saxon church, or was certainly based upon the remains of a Saxon church. It doesn't look Norman.
Yeah,
I think, and the Crowhurst Yew is in Surrey.
This is the Crowhurst Yew in Surrey. This is the older of the two Crowhurst Yews. One is in East Sussex. Is it East Sussex or West Sussex?
East Sussex, down near Battle. No, it's West Sussex, down near Pulborough, isn't it?
Yeah, Pulborough.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is the older of the two that we know of, in towns called Crowhurst. Crowhurst. What does Hurst mean? Anglo-Saxon mister?
Hurst is a woodland. Yeah. So
Right.
so our friend Akehurst is the Ak is oak. So his name means oakwood.
Oakwood, so
Yeah,
Crowwood.
Yeah, so it's the Crowwood. Yes,
I like
absolutely.
it.
Yeah,
Sounds funky.
Or the crow cops, that kind of thing, you know.
Crow-cops. One of the things I love about yews is one of the ways they propagate is their limbs come down, they touch the earth, they root, and then another tree comes off, so they kind of walk across the landscape, which is
very
quite
ant-like.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's quite phenomenal and quite beautiful. Mother of thousands.
Yeah.
I love yew trees, and another one of the reasons I think I love them is because when the bark kind of exposes the inner wood, the heartwood, it looks like a river. It looks really like water flowing through. It's just sinuous and gorgeous and just really beautiful. Almost snake-like as well. You know, the limbs are branching off in all places, but they're never straight. They're always bent and sinuous, I think is a good word.
Yeah. If you're an obod druid, then the yew is the tree of the ovate grade. Silver birch being the bard, oak being the druid, and the yew being the ovate. And the bard, you know, you can sell with the silver birch, it's the pioneer tree, you know, it's like very visible. The oak strong, you know, and all that. But the yew,
Doorway.
there's something like it's the other world.
It's the mystical
you know, it's
tree.
They're in churchyards. They're connected with death and rebirth. Like Kerry says, their branches can create new trees. So what you can get is like a circle of younger trees around an old tree, but it's children.
Yeah.
Well, it's not even that. It's itself.
It's a network
It's
of
itself.
self and propagation.
Yeah.
It's just incredible. I did all of my ovate work, and when I was doing my ovate work in the obod training, in a yew forest, an ancient yew forest over near Chichester in Sussex.
That's a trip for the Green
That
Grimoire.
is a definite trip for the Green Grimoire, because that is still, I believe, the largest yew forest planted. I think it was planted in the Victorian times.
Yeah.
However,
Largest yew forest in Europe.
in Europe,
Yeah,
specifically yew. But there are some incredibly old trees in that place as well. We'll take you there one day.
Yeah.
It's just a magical, spooky, funky place to be in, as are yew trees always, I think. But they are related to maybe Anglo-Saxon kings.
That's what they say. It was.
That's the legend.
Yeah.
But there are definitely bell barrows and other funky archaeological things in that particular forest, and it's just lovely. It's a wonderful place to be.
Yeah,
Certainly
that's
a
where you
wonderful
did
place
your-
to do all my ovate work.
Yeah. Lightning struck you. If I remember, there is a lightning
Yes.
struck you there.
Well, I mean, I call it a lightning struck yew because it's it looks like it's been struck by lightning, and
Yeah.
it looks like it's burnt. Whether it has or not, or whether that's
Of course
just
it
my
has.
fancy.
Of course it has.
It's my fancy.
Reverse Occam's razor principle.
But I call it my thunderstruck yew.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love it very much.
Yeah.
I keep bits of it in my tarot boxes and various bits all the way around in my little sacred places. That's how much I love the yew.
I think I've read that the oak, being sacred to the druids of Britain and of gall, but over in Ireland it was the yew that was their most sacred
Well, that
tree.
would make sense. I'm half Irish.
There you go. I was always told that Yggdrasil was an ash, but I know there are lots of people who think that that is maybe a mistranslation, or the fact that in Old Norse the yew tree had a name that held like ash, like Rowan is the mountain ash. And if you took the mountain away, you would think, oh, that's an ash, but of course a rowan is not an ash. So there's every chance that Yggdrasil, the world tree, was in fact a yew tree.
I kind of personally like that a lot.
It makes so
much more sense than
yeah. I mean, we love our ash trees, and they do. They are
powerful trees.
They're powerful trees, powerful beings. But if you were to say the world tree, it's got to be a yew tree, hasn't it? It's got to be a yew tree.
I think so. I think I heard someone say somewhere, read something somewhere, that the translation was something about needle leaves, and I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not, or whether that's somebody else's fancy, but I don't know, it just feels better to me.
And I can see old One Eye hanging himself from a tree like this.
Yeah, especially if you're talking about death and rebirth, which is an initiatory thing.
I can also see how, if you were at that moment of, like he said, sacrificing himself to himself, hanging from Yggdrasil, looking down. Now, if I look down at these needles, and the needles are all shapes that are straight, I am quite convinced that I would start to see runes within the shape of the needles of the yew tree.
And the branches that fall, the small branches and things that are all around. You can see them everywhere.
I mean, you can see
bits of bark and...
So yes, definitely what, if the All-Father was hanging from a tree, it would make it, again, it just makes so much more sense.
It does.
That it would be a yew, that Yggdrasil would be a yew tree. You can also sense under here, if you just like tune into this being here, I can almost sense the well of Ood underneath, you know what I mean? It's like a being as magnificent and old as this. I can, you can also sense those wells underneath the
in the
tree.
limbs and in the roots. There's so many faces and so many gnarly things. You can see where the dragon idea came from, gnawing at the roots of Yggdrasil.
Yeah.
There are animistic faces and kind of beings kind of looking at you from every part of a yew tree.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it so much.
Hold on. There's Asgard up there. Yeah.
Yeah. So
the yew tree, the berries are poisonous. But now, don't try this, my friends. This is not something for you to try. But I've heard that it is the actual seed that is the very
berries
poisonous
are nice,
bit.
but the seeds are poisonous.
But I do not say that Dave and Kerry said you could do this.
No.
So don't.
Please
just
don't eat them. Just don't do it.
But yes.
Tain't safe.
Yeah, and when you walk through the yew forest like Kingly Vale, and you're at that point where in the male trees the pollen buds are kind of
releasing,
pregnant, but then they pop, and they release these clouds of pollen. Now the pollen apparently, and I've not sat underneath it and breathed deeply, but apparently can be quite hallucinogenic, and I can imagine those vates, those ovates of old, sitting in yew groves, getting high as kites and travelling off into the other world, breathing in the pollen of countless yew trees, just puffing out their pollen into the air.
We have a yew tree, not as magnificent as this, but then it's quite young.
Give it a few years.
I mean, it's about 35 years old from a little cutting. And that's a male version, and that releases pollen in the spring.
Yeah.
And it's just, clouds of it.
That's why Kerry's always in the garden in springtime. She's off her head on cold yew pollen.
No, I think also I think it's yew pollen that you can collect. If you can collect enough of it, throw it in the fire, it does this amazing kind of explosive kind of, you can have a bit of, smoke and mirrors and magical kind of
That'd do
woohoo.
That would do it.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
So yew trees, mystical, magical places that are just incredible when you sit underneath them, and having worked over months in the same yew place with all of the kind of ovate work, I can say that there is a definite enhancement to magical working.
Yeah.
And magical thinking.
As tree, wasn't it? Would you say the yew was your favourite tree? I know you don't really do favourites.
I don't do favourites of almost any kind, but I default to a yew tree emotionally more often than not. I think. Yeah, it kind of switches between oaks and yews, but I think yew trees are definitely the one I default to more often than not. I love them.
Yeah.
I love all
Evergreen.
trees.
Evergreen. People make yew hedges, don't they? They make hedges. It's hard to believe you could make a hedge out of this, or what you'd want to be honest with you. But
Well, I mean, they make
there's
quite
yew
huge.
topiaries, isn't there? People do
Love
topiaries.
it. They do work quite well with being cut into shapes and designs of all kinds and favours in the old manor houses and things. The gardens were full of yew topiary, which was really quite extraordinary, an art form for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
And they don't mind. They just happily take the shaping. It's not quite as torturous as bonsai, is it?
No, absolutely not.
You don't have to bend them with bits of wire and anchor them down or anything. Just do a little light clipping.
Yeah.
Which is fun.
It's amazing as well, like when you come to this tree and the tree in the churchyard at Wilmington as well.
Yeah.
She's so hollow, so hollow. You would not think that this would hold this canopy up.
No.
And it is being helped by a few posts and props.
and anchor lines that have been screwed
that's
into
right.
the...
Oh yeah, there's ropes and all kinds of things just helping this tree to stay upright, which is good. Well,
otherwise it would just sort of split open and fall apart.
Yeah.
But some yews, I mean, the yew that I visited many years ago it was another one with a door on it, and apparently they used to hold meetings and all kinds of things in there. There was little seats all the way around the inside, and I think judges used to, pass judgment on community stuff. There's a bit like, I suppose, the idea of the Anglo-Saxon Irminsul as well. It's like, or even in Lord of the Rings, the party tree, where everybody gathered for, important things. It's no surprise that churches and things were built around
these gathering places potentially. Yeah. I think it's going to have a thing. Okay, where do you want to do the thing? Let's do the thing over there. Okay.
By the oak tree or by the yew tree or
yeah.
It's like, that yew tree, that big thing that's been there forever.
Yes.
That the ancestors knew because they're so old. So a yew tree, I mean, essentially can live pretty much indefinitely in that case.
Yeah, plants itself.
Yeah, it replants itself, makes sure that not much else can grow around it.
They are very good at doing that.
Yeah.
You look around, there's nothing else apart from yew.
And the odd bit of wispy grass.
And 4,000 years, just,
God, the amount of history.
But this tree, I mean, immediately springs to mind, this tree would have known the world without the combustion engine. This tree would have known a much more silent world. It would have known a world where people travelled on horseback and coach and horses.
Just on foot.
Probably some poet in a tricorn hat may have sat by this tree with a pipe and composed some kind of poetry, you know, or a bard from days of yore would have sat here without the sound of an aeroplane or a car going past or any of these noises that we've got all the time here. You would have just heard your breath and
felt the land.
Yeah, and this tree would have witnessed all of that. 4,000 years it would have witnessed the Romans, you know.
My gosh.
What have they ever done for us? No, we won't go there. But they would have witnessed the change, the incoming migrations of other peoples.
The beaker people arriving.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
And this tree would have been here throughout all of that.
That's
unbelievable.
Quite extraordinary. I think that's one of the things that if you pick up one of the fallen pieces of the tree, it has all of that history sat in it. One of the things I love as well, it's like if you have a wand made of yew and you've been lucky enough to have asked permission and it's given permission for you to take a piece and you shape it and make it into your wand. When you use that wand, you draw on all of the energy that tree has seen and felt and known all of the years of its life, and that sense of the earth. And it has the magic of all of the yew trees that it can draw on from all across the ages.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the power of a wand. Fabulous.
Us Druids, we don't do the Athame thing particularly, but we do wands. And, you know, I have had my Rowan wand for decades and decades now, and it's a proper ally of nature. It's like the connecting thing between myself and the world of trees. And every time I hold that wand, I remember exactly the tree that gave me that wand, at least probably 30 years ago, something like that, maybe. And that's why we use wands, you know, because they are allies, nature's allies, when it comes to magic.
And you draw on that particular ally for a particular purpose. So, you know, you might use a hawthorn wand for protection or to connect with the fair, or, you know. Fertility,
all those things.
A birch wand for new beginnings, like use the birch for sweeping away old stuff, sweeping things clean.
Your yew wand, I would definitely cast a Samhain circle with the yew wand. Definitely.
Oh yeah.
Draw on that time. That feels like it's the yew tree's time is Samhain. I mean, look, we're surrounded by gravestones.
It's definitely that. I mean, and yeah. Ooh, Samhain. I mean, it's Lunarsar right now.
Yeah. So don't peak too early.
No, but Samhain's my favourite.
Oh.